Beautiful day, beautiful crowd, beautiful setting, and we are just about to go racing here at the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. Coming up on the hairpin now that will set them onto the front straightaway and hopefully the start of this event. 18 cars and drivers now lining up 2 by 2 as they come out of the hairpin, looking down this long straightaway and hoping for the green flag, but no start. The yellow waves. And they're pretty strict in this series, and I compliment them for that. You got to be in almost perfect order before the flagman will give you the green.
And there's some new rules to that effect this year that are meant to define exactly what the starter wants to see. In the years past, when the green flew out, the way these cars accelerated, if a guy got the drop on you by even a split second, he was going to be ahead of you at the line. And there used to be a lot of gamesmanship with the front row. There is a rule now where the pole sitter has to cross the start-finish line on the green flag ahead of the second place guy.
Take a look at our in-car cameras. There is Bruno Junqueira, who has no one ahead of him. He has his teammate Sebastian Bourdais alongside, but he's the pole sitter. Here is Paul Tracy in the Indec Forsyth Championship Racing. Lola and Michelle Jourdain will also be carrying one of our onboard cameras, and he starts from the 13th position.
This actually bodes well, perhaps, for a slightly safer start. They've got an extra lap of temperature in the brakes and the tires, a little bit closer to optimum pressures. So even though the starter doesn't like it, and the race time has started now, and the laps start counting, but a little bit extra time for this first race of the season. Guys have a little bit more control under braking, might not be a bad thing.
Here are the two Herdes cars, and now the front row once again moving single file through the course at this point. There's the number 10 BG Products Red Bull car driven by A.J. Allmendinger. That car will be very easy to spot because it's all yellow. And the other all yellow car there is the number 11 car driven.
Hopefully that's Oriol Servia.
By Oriol Servia. All right, let's see if we can do it this time. They come down, and yes, oh, a beautiful start as the front row stayed right together. Into turn number 1 they go. One of our Bridgestone things to watch. Oh, one of the cars getting way out of shape, but taking the lead.
Paul Tracy from third spot.
Oh, and a
Allmendinger around, hit from behind. You saw Tracy making a bid down the inside, and I think he was caught off guard by how early. And look at this pileup. You've got Allmendinger started that, but there's about 6 cars. That's Justin Wilson. And that's Alex Sparafico in the yellow and red MyJack car. I think that's Jimmy Vasser to the extreme left of the screen.
And Nelson Philippe, I think, is also involved in the incident. So a major confrontation in the first turn. And here it is once again. First of all, watch Tracy go to the inside.
Tracy was not expecting Junqueira to brake that early. He wasn't trying to pass there, but when Junqueira hit the brakes, he couldn't avoid him. He jerked to the left, ended up in the lead.
Looked like that Rodolfo Levin may have run into Allmendinger to cause him to spin, and then
here's Nelson Philippe in the blue and white car.
Yep. And from another angle, we should be able to see. Well, no, Levin did not hit him. He was on the outside of him, but I don't believe there was contact. But in any case, Allmendinger goes around, and that causes a big mess behind him.
Might have been Justin Wilson that got in the back. If we see that, I was so focused on the pass for the lead on the first replay. I think we'll be able to tell from that if we show that first replay again.
That's Vasser there on the far left of your screen that got into the wall and the tire barrier. So
this is what I was talking about with turn 1. You've got all this pent-up aggression. Okay, watch Allmendinger, the yellow car on the inside of your screen, about 6 or 7 cars back. It is Levine. Levine gets into his rear, even though he's on the outside.
Yep. A little bit of contact between the two, but enough to send Allmendinger around. Vasser has already hit the wall, and there is Nelson Philippe. Down to Calvin Fish.
Down here with the president of Rouge Sport, Jeremy Dale. Jeremy, not the start you wanted to the season. A lot of excitement with this young kid. What is the shape of the car right now?
I think it's okay, Calvin. The key here is not to go down a lap, and I think we're just about to go down a lap. It was just a very, very light touch. No damage to the front wing, I believe. So not the way we wanted to start, but if we can stay on the lead lap, that's the key for us right now.
Strategy now is a big factor with the new pit rules. Anything you're going to play with Jourdain, particularly starting mid-pack?
Well, Michel made it through that mess. It was about 5 cars wide down there, so Michel and his experience able to get through that, which is great. So, strategy-wise, it's too early to start making some of those calls. But as you know, it's all upside down this year.
Does anyone know what to do with this strategy yet?
I don't know. Why don't you make your way up and down pit lane and ask that question?
All right, mate, thanks.
Jeremy Dale, a former driver, but now heading up one of the teams. And there is Jimmy Vasser out of the car. And what a terrible way to start the year for that former champion of the Champ Car Series. Well, we have coming up for you more on the 17-year-old Nelson Philippe making his first start in the Champ Car Series here today. We'll introduce you to Bronte Tagliani, our lifestyle reporter, and more great racing from the 30th anniversary edition of the Grand Prix of Long Beach.